Today is not just another day. Heaven is calling your name. This is not a coincidence. This moment, right now, is an emergency. Your life is in danger, and not because of something physical that you can see, but because of what's happening inside your soul. You've been running on empty, fighting silent battles, ignoring the quiet voice that's been whispering for your attention. And now God says, this is your last chance to listen. You've been distracted by the noise around you. You've been chasing after things that promised happiness but left your heart more broken than before. There have been warnings, signs, moments that almost woke you up, but you pushed them away thinking you had more time. But today, God says, the time is now. You can't wait any longer. The storm is closer than you think. If you don't wake up now, if you don't turn around, you might lose something precious, your purpose, your peace, even your soul. You feel it, don't you? That quiet unease in your spirit, that restlessness you can't explain. You scroll through your phone, you distract yourself, but nothing fills that emptiness. You smile in public but cry in silence. You laugh with others but feel hollow when you're alone. That's not coincidence. That's the sign of a soul in danger, a heart drifting away from its creator. And today, on this very day, God is sending you this message as a lifeline. You are not reading or hearing this by accident. Heaven orchestrated every detail to bring you here right now, because time is shorter than you think. You've been postponing change, postponing prayer, postponing your calling. You keep saying, maybe tomorrow, but tomorrow is not promised. God says, my child, I'm giving you one last chance before destruction finds its way into your peace. This is an emergency. Your spiritual life is fading while the world around you numbs your soul. You've been surrounded by voices that tell you to give up, to stop fighting, to settle for less than you were created for. You've been tempted to think it's too late, that your mistakes have defined your ending. But God says, it's not over yet. Even though your spirit feels weak, even though your light is dim, I can reignite it. If you will just turn to me now, I will breathe life back into you. But you must decide quickly, because the enemy is trying hard to pull you away from your divine destiny. The danger is not outside you, it's within. It's the growing distance between you and your purpose, the gap between who you are and who you were meant to be. That's the real emergency. You've been fighting the wrong battles, trying to please people, chasing validation, hiding pain behind achievements, and losing your true self in the process. But eternity calls louder than fame, louder than fear, louder than failure. And today, heaven says, stop running, come home. You may think you are fine, but your spirit has been crying out for healing. You've been looking for comfort in the world, but the world offers temporary fixes for eternal wounds. You can change everything about your life, your job, your location, your habits, yet still feel empty if your soul is far from the one who gave it life. That's why God sent this message today, because you've reached a fork in your journey. One path leads deeper into darkness and confusion. The other leads into light and peace. And you must choose right now. This is your wake-up call. The clock is ticking. You can't keep living halfway between faith and fear. You can't keep one foot in purpose and the other in destruction. You've been warned before, but now the message comes louder. This is your last warning before the collapse. The danger isn't outside waiting to attack. It's the slow erosion of your peace, the numbness of your heart, the way you've learned to live without fire in your spirit. God says, I didn't create you for survival. I created you for revival. There have been angels sent to protect you when you didn't even know it. You've been rescued from close calls, from accidents that could have ended differently, from decisions that could have broken you completely. That wasn't luck, that was mercy. But mercy isn't endless when ignored. There comes a time when the last opportunity appears, and this, my child, is it. Today is sacred. Heaven has marked it as your moment to return. Don't harden your heart this time. Something inside you knows this message is true. You can feel your heart racing, your mind turning. That's your spirit recognizing the voice of your Creator. God is saying, you don't have to live in guilt. You don't have to drown in fear. You don't have to chase love that doesn't last. He wants you to come home while there's still time. You may not get another day like this one. It's not about religion. It's about relationship. God doesn't want rituals. He wants your heart. He wants your attention, your surrender, your trust. He's been knocking at the door of your soul, and this is the moment you open it. If you keep delaying, the noise of life will drown out His voice completely, and when the world collapses around you, you'll remember this message and wish you had listened. Your life is valuable, your soul priceless, your purpose eternal. Don't exchange them for temporary pleasures or fleeting comfort. The enemy wants to distract you into destruction. He wants you to think you're too lost to return, but God says, you are never too far from grace. Even now, at this very second, He's standing beside you, ready to forgive, restore, and breathe new strength into your dry bones. But He needs your yes. This is not a message of fear, it's a message of love wrapped in urgency. God loves you too much to watch you sink deeper into numbness. That's why He's interrupting your day, shaking your routine, and stopping you in your tracks. Every second counts. Every thought you have right now is being weighed in eternity. Choose life, not destruction. Choose peace, not chaos. Choose me, says the Lord, before it's too late. Something powerful happens when you surrender. When you finally say, God, I can't do this alone. That's when heaven moves. That's when protection surrounds you. That's when the danger begins to fade. But you must act now. Don't wait for a perfect moment. This is the moment. The emergency is real, but so is the mercy waiting for you. Today is not about fear of losing your life, it's about finding it. The life filled with peace, clarity, and divine purpose that you were meant to live. The life where you wake up with hope instead of anxiety. The life where you know who you are and who you belong to. That's the life God is offering today, right now, as you listen to these words. So take this as your final alert. Heaven is speaking clearly. Time is moving fast. Don't let this moment pass you by. Don't ignore this message or push it aside for later. There might not be a later. Open your heart and say, God, I'm here. I hear you. I surrender. Because that one prayer, spoken sincerely, can change your entire destiny. Heaven stands waiting. The clock is ticking, and the door of mercy is open. It's your choice to walk through it. Let go of sin, of self-doubt, of fear, of everything pulling you away. Choose life. Choose the truth. Choose love. Choose God, because this moment is your last chance. There are forces waiting in the shadows right now, ready for you to ignore this last invitation. You only have a few seconds to decide. Read on or turn away and suffer the silence of heaven. As you read this, an angel stands near your door holding a final sealed scroll with your name etched in gold. The seal is shaking because the energy of your indecision is shaking heaven's patience. This is a one-time chance, and if you don't finish this message, you may never hear from them again. Because heaven cannot force love or attention, you are either chosen and awake or too engrossed in the noise of this world to hear heaven's voice. The spiritual realm is currently crowded with voices whispering your name both in light and in darkness. Some speak blessings, while others chant ruin. The Lord of hosts has seen the suffering you've kept hidden in silence, and Archangel Michael has pleaded for 2 nights to bring you this message. He stood between you and a spiritual death a few hours ago, but your response will determine whether the flame of divine connection will rise or be blown out. This is not just another inspirational statement. It is your final invitation before silence descends. If you ignore it, the help assigned to your name will return to heaven without fulfilling your promise. A demonic barrier attempted to prevent this message from reaching you, but Archangel Michael tore through it with his sword of fire, which is why it burns your chest as you read. Don't deny the feeling you get because you know this is not normal. This is the solution to that secret prayer that you have prayed in private. But if you stop here, it will be in vain because you only have one chance to open a divine scroll that has been sealed for your name since the moment of your birth. This scroll is not paper, it is revelation, and if you skip it, it will be sealed once more. Perhaps someone in your life has already betrayed you spiritually, and heaven is going to judge them. This message serves as a warning, though, because heaven needs your consent to move forward, and skipping it means spiritual paralysis. You feel out of place lately, as if something invisible is pulling you backwards, because they have used your name in conversations you weren't a part of, and they passed your energy to people you've never met. There is a curse that was passed by voice rather than by ritual, and because you ignored earlier signs, it started to manifest in your sleep. The dreams you've been having lately aren't just dreams, they are warnings. If your name has been oddly forgotten in important moments, or if your ears have been ringing, it's not a random person who has tampered with the order of heaven regarding you, but you're still reading, and that's enough for reversal, Archangel. This is your window for rebirth, but it's also your last chance for divine support, Michael adds. Once it ends, your angels will remain motionless until you call again, but they might not respond right away the next time. It seems like you're stepping back from the open door I just set up for you. That chance you've been hoping for, that amazing thing you said you were looking out for. This is it. It's happening at this very moment, but it won't pause for any second thoughts. Time is really something special. The window's pretty thin. I really don't want to have to say that they missed it. I've got something to share with you that you probably haven't heard before. Something special. When I made you, I tucked a secret code into your soul, something only heaven could see. You're different from the rest. You were made to bring light into the darkest spots. You weren't picked for being flawless, but for being open to the opportunity. The enemy was aware of this. That's why it feels like your life has been one battle after another. That's why you've gone through heartbreaks that really took a toll on you. That's why some folks tried to shut you down, leave you behind, and make you disappear, because you pose a threat to the darkness. The enemy thought that if they hit you hard enough, you'd lose sight of who you really are. So here's the thing, hey, you're still here, breathing and all. That right there shows that heaven hasn't given up on you. Michael is saying this with a lot of passion in his voice. Let them know they're standing at the brink of a divine turnaround. Everything the enemy took is coming back, and then some. They just need to stay in alignment, that's all. They really need to listen. Here's their warning, and also their confirmation. Jesus is softly yet firmly saying, "My child, please don't walk away from me again. I can't even begin to tell you how much you mean to me. Whenever you've cried by yourself, I was right there with you. Whenever you asked me for a sign, I made sure to send one your way, but you didn't always see it that way. All right, here's the clearest one I can share with you. Hey there, just a little heads up for you. It seems like there are people around you who are acting all supportive, but deep down, they might be trying to trip you up. It seems like you've been picking up on some vibes that something's not quite right, like someone isn't being totally honest with you. That's why I've been getting you to think a bit more critically. I'm here to share the truth with you, just like you asked. Someone you know has been trying to hold back your blessings in a spiritual way. They threw around words that were full of jealousy. They talked about your choices when no one was around. They've actually taken something that was meant for you and are trying to pass it off as their own. I'm laying it all out there. There's a guy who once made an impact on your life, but he's now caught up in some dark stuff and mentions your name with a bit of resentment. It seems like heaven wants to quiet him down spiritually, but your choice here is what sets things in motion. You've been wrapped in grace, even during those times you might have forgotten how to pray. But remember, grace still needs a response. That's what this is all about. Hey there, picture this, an open scroll, an alert, and a spiritual court session that's paused just for you. You're reading this because someone tried to block your promotion, your healing, and your miracle by offering something of yours in the spirit. But guess what? They didn't realize you're anointed. Now, Heaven is waiting for you to agree. Hey, it looks like the number on your spiritual file has changed recently. You've moved from testing to positioning, but it seems like the devil still thinks you're not aware of your rank. This message is here to let you know that free angels are surrounding your home tonight. They're not here to scare you, but to protect you from a ritual happening far away that involves your name. They're using an old hair strand, a forgotten photo, and whispering your name at midnight. Someone is looking into your digital footprint, not to admire you, but to tap into the energy connected to your presence. You might not realize the power your photos hold, but heaven is working to cleanse every image they're trying to use tonight. Your blessings were delayed, not because of anything you did wrong, but due to a quiet struggle happening behind the scenes. You might have thought it was just bad luck, but every no was really a yes, waiting for you to wake up. And this message is part of that awakening. Michael says, this is a scroll of fire. Your acceptance really affects the contracts tied to your life. Just hold off on sharing this for now. Let heaven finish its work with you first. Someone who has access to your handwriting intends to use it once more. They have a copy of your signature or an old letter, but angels have already caused confusion in their camp. You are not forgotten. In fact, both angels and demons are pursuing you. However, the demons will disperse as soon as you declare that you accept this information as true. Michael the Archangel states, your aura is shifting. Even as you read, there's a reason your chest feels tight or your palms are tingling. Your spiritual armor is being adjusted. Right now, someone close to you is double-faced, and they know you sense it. You smile with them, but your spirit is not at peace. Trust that feeling. God is speaking through your discernment. Last Tuesday, you heard hateful words behind your back. That night, your phone began to malfunction, and your dreams were disturbed. But what they sent to hurt you is now being reversed. You are being watched in more ways than you realize, and that camera, profile, and unexpected friend request are gathering your light, which cannot be stolen. It can only blind those who are not supposed to hold it. The core of angels has paused all rulings until you declare your readiness. You felt that the delay was a shield. God was hiding you in plain sight to protect your inheritance from premature hands. Documents are currently being prepared, one of which will arrive in physical form, and another already exists in the spiritual realm. It's your scroll of restoration. Someone is attempting to move forward in life by using your name spiritually, believing that your delay means that heaven has abandoned you. Your confirmation is being signed because your spirit is restless, because, according to Archangel Michael, your name was recently addressed in a meeting of holy beings. Your condition was contested, your name won. They wanted to rob you of your identity, but Jesus stepped in and said, not this one. Someone is going to be publicly exposed for lying about your name in order to win favor, and what they believed would destroy you will ultimately lead to their demise. Even if you haven't spoken up about your suffering, they haven't heard you. You didn't need to battle for favor or shout to be seen. You're not confused by your restlessness. God is reorganizing all that was stolen as part of the preparation, and your name will soon be called to a position for which you never applied. Time seems distorted as you read this, because there is a movement in the heavens tonight. A scroll was unrolled only 30 minutes ago, and it contains every prayer, tear, and silent explanation for why your name shines in gold ink on that scroll. Only those who react in time can receive what it contains, which is why it feels like time has been warped. The demons sent against you are confused since they were ordered to give up by now, but you persisted, and now heaven is secretly preparing your prize. Michael and Jesus are watching from the gate, hoping you will complete reading. If you skip the scroll, it closes, but if you do, it opens wider than before. A woman who once laughed at your demise is now going to cry at your success. She made fun of you for remaining silent, but heaven's favorite tactic is to keep quiet before a storm hits. Your house has been spiritually targeted, but now that the entryway is on fire, Nothing impure can get inside. You might feel warm near your door, which is a sign of divine protection. There will soon be an unexpected guest, but they have a prophetic mission and are not only coming to check in. Pay attention to what they have to say using discernment. Heaven is trembling under the curse associated with your birthday. Every year on that date, someone tries to cast a curse, but this year it will backfire spectacularly. A bundle of energy is being delivered into your chest, and some people will feel pressure while others will scream uncontrollably. Heaven is healing years of silence. Your next blessing, according to God, will be loud, not to brag, but to proclaim recovery, because Michael's sword cut a spiritual rope that was wrapped around your feet, making it seem lighter to move in the days ahead. No one is burdening you. You were never intended to blend in, so you're being positioned. You were created to move light, change moods, and change the energy of spaces without a word. The kingdom is carried by you. Heaven returned a crown to your head the instant you truly embrace this message. Keep it on at all times. Don't make yourself feel better. Never doubt your readiness. The qualified are not called by God. He makes the call eligible. And you have been purified in stillness, called in fire, and risen in submission, dearest. Here's what to anticipate now. Before things become noisy, they might become silent. Silence is not the same as absence. God's best work can occasionally be completed in silence. Therefore, trust when things seem slow and stay rooted, because your roots are getting deeper and taller. Trees are made of deep roots. You'll start to see evidence by the following month. A long-lost item will be brought back. We'll fix whatever went wrong. You'll laugh when someone unexpected reaches out to you. You'll feel light again, not because life has gotten easier. Joy will be recalled by your spirit. Your body will recall tranquilly. Your spirit will also remember home. Before you go to bed tonight, Heaven wants you to perform one more thing. Locate a peaceful area, just you and God, without music or other distractions, even for 5 minutes. Say these words in a whisper. Father, I'm here. I think once again. I have faith once more. I let my heart open. My life is open. You prepare something for me, and I get it. I wholeheartedly agree. Then simply remain motionless. You'll sense it, a knowledge, a tear, a sudden calm and warmth. That's heaven embracing you once more. That is divine confirmation of your pre-existing knowledge. Something significant is about to change in your favor. Live as though you are protected from this point on. Walk as though you were selected. Talk as though you have authority, since you are who you are, not anytime soon. Jesus is staying now. Michael has a station. Your name has been encircled by angels. And you didn't miss this, dear soul. You listened, you opened, and you gave up. Your life will never be the same again as a result of that. You remembered me, and I will remember you in front of nations, declares God. A favor is on the way. There will be restoration. Provision is on the way. Because you believed, and I was only the messenger, an inexplicable serenity is on the way. You will be found by those who are meant to walk with you. I'm sending the love that matches your light, not the type of love that takes advantage of you, the kind that acknowledges your divine nature, not to punish you, but to safeguard the oil in your life. God has closed some doors. Not everyone is like you. You were never meant to take the typical route. It hurt more because of this. That's the reason you felt alone. You were attacked more forcefully because of this, since what's on you is uncommon. Additionally, rare things need to be improved. However, the refining process is now complete. The pressing is now coming to an end. The promise starts now. Anticipate a sudden calm, unexpected giggling, divine interruptions, and deep sleep. These are the indicators. You will know that God's Spirit is at rest in your home if you do this. By the way, your house has been marked. Michael has surrounded it with angelic presence. There will be inexplicable activity and incomprehensible peace even in the night's quiet. The kingdom is showing up there.